Hey beautiful people, your boy Kakisa M, and today I'm unveiling the Canon EOS R6 Mark II. The box has already been opened from the shop. I bought it online from one of my favorite shops, Outdoor Photo in Pretoria, that is if you're in South Africa. And I guess they were checking if the contents of this, nothing is missing. So the seal has already been broken, so I don't have an issue with that. Actually, it's annoying if you buy something and then it gets here, you find that things are missing. It has happened before, so I don't have a problem. So let's see. I will talk while I'm unboxing this over why I actually went for this camera, not the R, not the R5, or not the original R6. Because I have tried some of those cameras and I will give you my view why I went for this. So since, well, the seal has been broken, of course it came in another box and then I've taken that off. Inside here we have the first tray and the second tray. Okay, the second tray is heavy. Does it mean this camera is this heavy? Alright, let's start with the first tray, and I don't know what is this. This is the manual. I guess there's everything on the internet that is in this book. Honestly, I don't know why they keep printing these books. I'm just not sure. I never use them. If I need something, it will be there on their website or on the internet. And here we have a cable. This is just a normal figure 8. No, there's people who didn't know what is this called. This is a figure 8 cable. I hope I'm right, because now you laugh at me while I'm saying there's people who don't know what this is. And then it comes with a charger. When I was buying my previous camera, it didn't come with the charger, so it was charging via USB. This camera also do charge via USB as far as I have read. But sometimes a dedicated charger helps. In my humble opinion, or let me not even say in my opinion, what I usually do, I just buy a, what do you call it, a USB-C or USB micro charger. Yeah, then you can use a power bank to charge, you can use your laptop to charge, you can use the PC or even in the car. So I hardly use this stuff. When I resell, I resell them brand new, never use them. And then this is the battery. As far as I understand, this should be a new battery. Yeah, but so there is the original LPE6 battery that I used to get a long time ago. I still have some of those because I do use them on other gadgets like the monitors. So there is also a LPE69 that I think I have one. It used to come, I think my original, my R, when I used to have the R, I think it was using that. And this is LPE6NH, so I guess this is a new battery. Hopefully this brings more power, more juice. And there's lots of people who usually get these things and they throw them away. So these things are actually very helpful. They do protect your contacts, but beside that, if you talk with your team, you can actually say when it's on the blue, because it's showing blue right there where it actually shows a battery. Let me rather do that where it sort of shows a battery. It's a battery that's sort of like a cutout. You can say when it's like this, maybe it's full, and when you change it, because you can put it the other way around and it should show a different color. So it is black, so you can say maybe this is empty. So this is quite helpful. I know lots of people throw these things away. I'm gonna keep it here. So that is that. And then you do get a strap. I hardly use the straps when I resell. These things are brand new. I've just sold my Fujifilm X-H2. I'm also going to talk a little bit about that So yeah, few cameras. So this is the beautiful Canon EOS R6 Mark II. The grip is quite deep, and this grip is exactly the same as on the R5. The size of this camera is exactly the same as the R5. The R5 is a tad little heavier than this. It has a top screen, whereas this camera doesn't have a top screen. In fact, they have put something that I actually like. That's one of the reasons I went for this camera. It has a dedicated switch for both the video and stills photos. So for me as a hybrid shooter, this is very, very, very helpful. That's one of the reasons I went for this. So first thing first, why did I sell my Fujifilm X-H2? I love Fujifilm. I've shot with it a couple of years now, and it's been, I've started right from, I think it was the X-T3, X-H1, then the X-T4, then the X-H2, even though I've been juggling them around, those X-T and X-H. But I actually, before I went to Canon, before I bought the R, I wanted to leave Fujifilm because of few reasons, and one of the main reason was autofocus. So the autofocus, you can use it on a lot of things, but the type of things I shoot, you find that it's not dependable. It's not as on the other brands like your Sony, like your Canon, because I've actually shot a couple of Canons. So that's why I wanted to move away. Then the X-H2 came, and it had a lot of video stuff. I shoot more video than photos, so it actually was impressive. I bought it first when it landed in South Africa. I was one of the first people who got it, and that camera is beautiful. I love what comes out of that camera. So the autofocus has been significantly improved, quite a lot, but it's still not as reliable as the Canon and as the Sony. And also depending where you actually using it, especially when there's multiple faces, yeah, it can get lost. So yeah, I hope Fujifilm will fix that in future. And the other thing, which is the main thing actually, because the autofocus was improved, I don't think I would have moved. But here's the main thing: is we're shooting different cameras. I do have cinema cameras from Canon, and then the guys that I shoot with, my crew, most of them are using Canon, if not all. They're using Canon. So after I shoot, we have a couple of cameras, and the colors are different. So your Canon will be more on the magenta side, more on the warm color, and Fuji will be more on the neutral to cold to cooler, and also will be on the green tint. So yes, you can do that in post, and but what I have seen is that it's work, especially if you're shooting like a long format, and where you had couple of lights, especially weddings where the DJ has lights, and it can be an issue. So that is the main reason I sold my Fuji X-H2 for this. So I did use the R before, and the R does shoot a beautiful video, but for my liking, it has been crippled. So then I wanted to move to the R6 Mark I, and I found that it is also crippled. It's a beautiful camera, and also I wasn't impressed with the dynamic range. So something happened. My Canon C70 got an injury. Then I took it in Camera Tech, and then they gave me the R5 as a loan camera. And believe me, the R5 is a beautiful camera. I was impressed with the form, of which it's exactly like this in terms of your ergonomics, your grips. You know, you get a deeper grip, so that helps in long shoots. So it has a beautiful picture. The video that comes from that camera also is beautiful, and I love the codecs that are on that camera. Yeah, not same as, I like how you can manipulate the codecs on Fuji cameras. Actually impressed the way they have put the codecs. I'm actually impressed how they have put the codecs that you can manipulate them. So yeah, and then the only thing that for me was not working, not only so, but the main thing that was not working was the price. The price of the R5 for me is a bit steep. So, and since well, I'm a lot onto the video side, R5C would make more sense. But then if I have the R5C and other cinema cameras, then when I travel, I don't have a stills camera. Yes, the R5C does take stills, but traveling with that camera for me won't be fun. It is huge because it has to have a built-in fan. So for traveling, if I'm traveling for video, it will make sense, but I would love to travel with something like this for both photos and video. R5 is a perfect camera for me. It's just perfect. So we tested it, and a buddy of mine, Nico, loved it because he used it on photos. We're shooting a wedding and he was amazed by that camera. So those are the reasons why I first moved from Fujifilm, why I ditched the R, why I didn't go for the R6, and why I cannot buy the R5. Of course, there was actually a used one that was less than this camera in terms of price, but I just thought, no, let me just get this brand new, and with the extra things that are on here that you don't get on the R5, I am very, very happy. First impression, layout of the buttons. What do I think about this camera? It looks similar to the R, though it's bigger with a deeper grip. But in terms of the material, it does look like the R. And yeah, the layout of the buttons are different. It looks like there's more buttons on this camera than the R. But compared to the R5 and the original R6, not really much has changed, except the R5 does have the LCD at the top, and I do think the R also has an LCD at the top. I could be wrong. So I feel like it has enough buttons to be customized, and when you do hybrid shooting, you really want buttons that you can customize. The other thing is you get dual card slots, and it doesn't use the CF card or CF Express card, whereas the R5 uses the normal SD card, not even the normal SD card, but the faster version, the newer version SD cards, plus the CF Express card. But on this, you actually find two SD card slots, which SD cards are cheaper. But if you have to go to something like the V90, which I also don't think you need for this camera, I believe V60 will be more than enough to be able to do your 4K. So that is a welcome decision to actually not to put CF Express card, because it's not really necessary. But also, these are actually the faster SD cards. Another thing, you do get your 3-inch screen, a little bit smaller than the R5, which is I think 3.2 inch. But the difference is not that much. Anyway, if you do video, you probably will hook up a monitor on this. So you get your articulating screen. I'm used to it now. It used to disturb me. I used to like the screen on the like your X-T3, X-T4 changed, you know, where you just flip it at the back. But this is fully articulating, which can help when you do like your self-portraits or you're actually doing a podcast. It can actually help. The screen feels robust, even though if this falls and your screen is open, it probably is going to break, but it feels robust and it doesn't look like the screen can control itself. So the other thing, this is weather sealed. On the sides, all the ports are closed, and then you get your microphone and headsets. So it does really show that Canon here, they really added stuff for video. So having a mic and headsets is quite nice. And this is the traditional 3.5 inch mic and not the USB-C one, where you find yourself having to find an adapter. And both the ports for the microphone and the headsets are sealed. And at the bottom you do have a remote port. I have never used a remote. Yeah, I've never used a remote. Anyway, it is there if you are using it. And then the other one is the HDMI. This is a turn off. I'm not sure why. Normally Canon on these cameras, they would put your mini USB they will put mini USB. Okay, we're gonna try that one more time. Normally Canon on this camera, they put a mini HDMI, which also is prone to breaking. It's not that strong, but here they went even further down. They have put the micro HDMI. I don't know what I think about this, but I was quite happy when the XH2 on the Fuji was a full HDMI. I mean, we know HDMI on its own is prone to breakage, is prone to just dying. That's why on your cinema cameras you find SDIs. Yeah. Anyway, let's go forward. Then you find your USB-C here. You can actually use it for both charging and also for transferring your information. Then yeah, pretty much the rest you find on your full frame Canon cameras, and most of the full frame cameras you find your front dial and your rear dial. So I'm happy that those are not removed here, they are there. And you also find your wheel here at the back. I have never been a fan of Canon cameras for few reasons, that the setup is completely different to what I'm used to, and I normally do struggle. So when they add things that can help to be quicker, for me, it's a plus for me. Then I don't have to deal with the menu. So that's why I like this switch where they have you can switch from video to stills without an issue, without going into the menu. And there is a button right here at the front which also sort of have like your quick menus. I checked it earlier, and yeah, it looks like something for quick menu, even though they have a quick menu somewhere. This could be the button, in fact, because I don't see anything else. Oh no, they have a Q button which I believe is also for quick menu, and you can also customize some of these buttons. So overall, I'm impressed with this camera. When you open it here, that's your full frame sensor in there. And so, but what you are seeing, or you might be seeing right now, in fact, it's a curtain flap, so it just closes the sensor so that nothing touches the sensor, which is a plus. And I've seen they have done it on a couple of their cameras. If I recall well, I think they are also had it. So yeah, overall I am pleased with this, and I'm going to test it and see if I'll still be pleased or even amazed by what I will be getting from this camera. In the next month or so, a couple of weeks, I would have tested this camera, and I will tell you if I still like it, if it delivers what it says it will deliver. And if I don't, you all know what I do. I'll move on to the next camera. This is your boy Kagiso M, and please subscribe to my channel or like this video. For now, I'm out of here.